thank you, Arizona. Thank you so much. I stand before you tonight with our family at our side here and so many elected officials that have been so helpful. And I'm so humbled and I'm so honored, and quite frankly, I'm a little teary tonight. For your belief in my husband and your strength and your honor in him, in your honor in giving him your vote and believing in what he does for this state. I cannot thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. You have given us the greatest honor of all. You have decided to give my husband your vote. He'll get it straight. I'm sorry, I'm rattled. You've decided to give him your vote and send him back to the United States Senate. Thank you. In John, you have a true hero. You have a warrior, someone who has the experience, the leadership, and the dignity to serve the way he serves. And most importantly, he is a cut above everyone. He believes in what is... He lives by the code of conduct: duty, honor, country. By allowing me to stand here with him and giving me the humble honor of being a very, very microscopic part of Arizona history, I can't thank you enough. This beautiful state of mine has meant so much to me, and in giving my husband the opportunity to join me in the state 36 years ago, we have loved and lived here with all of our hearts. So please welcome your maverick, your friend, and then next U.S. Senator John McCain.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that introduction. And here we are together on another election night, my friends. And I'm humbled again by the privilege extended me and so grateful. I have so many people to thank, so many debts to acknowledge. Let me begin by saying thank you to my employers, the people of Arizona, those of you who voted for me, and those who voted for my opponent. I've never been more honored by anything than the privilege of representing you in the United States Senate. I've never taken it for granted, and I never will. I'm as grateful to you tonight as I was when you first elected me. Every life has its ups and downs, and I've had a few of my own. But no setback has ever mattered anywhere near as much in the balance of my life as the public trust that you've granted me. So thank you, Arizona, again, from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank, too, Congresswoman Ann Kirkpatrick for running a spirited and honorable campaign. This office is worth a good fight, and she sure gave me one. I commend her and wish her well. And I commend her supporters for investing their hope and labor in her campaign. I've been on the losing side of elections before, and it's no fun. But you gave yourselves to a cause greater than yourselves, and that brings a satisfaction that outlasts temporary disappointments. I want to assure you that while we may not agree on all the issues, you have my respect and my service. You're my bosses too, and your interests are my responsibility to represent. To my supporters, those who have stood with me in all my campaigns and those who did so for the first time in this campaign, all Arizonans who gave me their encouragement, their trust, their efforts, and their most powerful civic possession, their vote, so that I would have another opportunity to be the best senator I can be for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will get up every day, determined to work harder for you than the day before to deserve your trust. This has been a difficult national election and not always an uplifting one. But Americans have done their duty as citizens and chosen a new president. For too long, Washington has schemed and fought and maneuvered to gain political advantage at the cost of delivering for the American people. We've made too little, if any, progress meeting the great challenges of our time, which are many and difficult. The one message that came through loud and clear in this election is that Americans want progress now. They want progress now to secure their families and America's interests from the dangerous threats we face overseas. They want progress now on solving national problems that threaten their ability to prosper and make a better life for their families. They want progress now on growing the economy and increasing their opportunities to live purposeful and satisfying lives. They want progress now on making sure we do what every previous American generation has done, and that is to ensure America's future is even better than our storied past. I promise you, I will work as hard as I ever have, use all my knowledge and experience and relationships, and extend an open hand to our new president and my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to solve our problems together as fellow Americans who have more in common than we have differences. Most of all, we have our citizenship in common, and that is a blessing we should honor by treating each other with respect. I want to thank my amazing campaign team, who have done such a fantastic job. And even taught an old dog like me a few new campaign tricks. All our incredible interns, who are here, please. All of our interns and volunteers who sacrificed so much and made so many calls. And there's so many people here I'd like to thank, but there is also a very, very special group, and that is our Iranian American friends who are here. If you happen to have seen a horse-drawn carriage around the valley, that's our guys over here who did that, so thank you. And a special shout out to our Vietnamese American friends who are here tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. These are the people, or the children of the people who came to this country from a war-torn land that had been taken over by the communists with very little besides the shirt on their backs, and made the shirts on their backs, and made this a greater and better nation for their presence. So I thank you for your support, and God bless. All of them did so much. Your belief in me and your labor honors me, and I thank you for it. And thank you, of course, to all my long-time trusted friends and advisors and my Senate staff in Washington and Arizona. There they are. As always, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere in this business without your trusted counsel and generous support and your friendship. Thank you to everyone who committed any amount of money to this campaign. From the smallest to the largest donation, it fueled our campaign, and I thank you. I especially want to recognize two people who have been incredibly helpful throughout this journey: Governor Doug Ducey and my good friend and colleague, Senator Jeff Flake. There's also a couple of people I'd like to recognize tonight. As you know, it was Harry Truman that said, if you want a friend in Washington, go out and buy a dog. Well, I have many special friends who are here tonight, but two of them I'd like to point out. That it was about 10 years ago, we were in Kabul, Afghanistan, and General David Petraeus named us, gave us the name of the Three Amigos, because we always traveled together and spent time together in Iraq and Afghanistan with the men and women who are serving our nation in uniform. The most uplifting and honorable experiences of my life was the ability to be in the company of heroes. And that's my dear friend, Senator Joe Lieberman and Senator Lindsey Graham. I'd also like to thank a fellow who's been with me since we were together in the Coolidge administration, my dear friend Rick Davis, who has done so much along with our team to make our campaign so well. You know, one of the great experiences to go to Prescott, Arizona on the night before the election, as Barry Goldwater started that tradition back in 1952. And it's always been really one of the great and wonderful experiences that I had in my political life. And I mentioned last night I never had, as you know, a hometown growing up. The Navy was my home and my parents' home until I got married and I got Arizona. This magnificent place I love so much as a home. My family and children, it's the greatest gift I've ever received. Campaigns are harder on the campaign's family than the candidate. And I put my family through quite a few. I think this might be the last. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for everything. And that, my friends, with a full heart and ready to get back to work for you, I'll say good night and thank you one last time for making me the luckiest guy I know. God bless.